Okay. So yesterday we have discussed about keys, okay, primary key and foreign key related stuff, and we do also have different keys as well. So other keys like composite key, candidate key, surrogate key as well. But those doesn't, I mean, that keys doesn't have any syntax kind of thing. So basically, those are just a concept, okay. So it doesn't have any specific syntax. So if we talk about primary key, so we already know it, right? So it's something like, if you have it's like Aadhaar card, unique identifier for a particular record. And foreign key is also something, we already had done some hands-on, which references to the some other key in other table, right? So we also have, in database, okay, in database we also have surrogate key. Yeah, sorry guys. So in database, we also have surrogate key. We don't have any syntaxes. Okay, syntax, no, nothing will be available in the database, but it's a concept. Okay, so I will share my screen. So basically, what is surrogate key? So actually, this key doesn't have any significance. Okay. So right now, if I talk about this surrogate key, you might not understand. But so what happens? So let's suppose in data modeling, this key doesn't have any significance. If you could see, yeah. Okay, if you could see here, the definition is a key which doesn't have any contextual or business meaning. So that means it doesn't have any business meaning. So typically we create a surrogate key like auto increment number. Let's suppose simply adding the simply we have some employee name and just simply randomly adding some key. Like key means integer wise, like employee ID, some kind of primary key is there, right? So employee ID has some significance, that is employee ID, right? It has some context, meaning, contextual meaning, that this is the employee ID of this person. But surrogate keys are something, so you will you don't that value, okay, the value in for that particular record, that surrogate key doesn't have any significance at all, so there is no meaning at all. These keys are used just for joining the different tables, okay. So generally joining something, so in future you will be learning joining. So joining something based on the key, okay, based on some integer value is more easier, okay, more easier in the sense it will be faster rather joining with the string values. So let's suppose if you're trying to join two tables based on some string values, it will be, it will not be faster. So this thing I don't I'll try to explain this once you get into the joins in the later, but just I thought of explaining you, but this you are completely new to SQL, so I won't be explaining right now. I'll just skip this and later we'll be talking about this list of the remaining keys in future once we get into the hands-on. So today we'll go through the hands-on. So let's not talk about the surrogate key. Later on I'll be talking about that because uh, you you are not aware of joinings and all, right? So it might be difficult for you to understand why we use surrogate key and all. So let me yeah, now we will go through the hands-on of SQL. So first we'll talk about DDL, DML, and TCL. So so basically in structured query language, which means SQL, so we have DDLs. Okay, so basically these queries, these statements or are divided into like different categories. So DDL means data definition language. Okay, so data definition language means which deals with the structure and the schema of the table. Okay, structure and schema means basically creating a table, right? You are not dealing with data, you are just creating a table, right? Create is something, you will just create table, that's it. You won't enter the data, you won't do anything, right? You will just create a structure for the table. Or if you wanted to create database, you use create database name. If you wanted to create table name, right? So this is something data definition language which deals with structure of the data, structure of the database. And if you could see alter is something you modify the existing database objects. So that means alter table students is the table name and adding the column, new column, add column birth date and the data type is date. So you already have a table, and you are trying to add a new column. Okay. So here if you could see drop, so that means removing the database object. So if you wanted to remove the database object, so basically database objects means, so it comes, table is a database object, stored procedure is a database object, views are the database object. So what are, these all are database objects. Okay. Whenever I talk, whenever I say database objects, so demo db3 is a database, right? So the objects for this that are tables, views, stored procedure, functions. So this all comes under database objects. Okay. When I refer database object, that means those all things. And then truncate is something, delete all records from a table and resets the table identity to its initial value. So we will do hands on. Just try to remember what are DDLs, create, alter, drop, truncate. So you can remember this. If somebody asks you DDLs, you can just remember, you have to tell create, alter, drop, and truncate. Okay. And when coming to like auto commit related stuff, I'll talk about this later, so now you won't be understanding. So again, DML, data manipulation language. Okay. Data manipulation language, previously we have spoke about data definition language, now we are speaking about data manipulation language. So if you could see the meaning itself, data manipulation means modifying or adding the data. So whatever you do, you're working on data. Okay. So if you could see, data manipulation language, DMLs is used for managing data within the database objects. It can be tables, stored procedure, whatever it may be. So you will be dealing with manipulating the data. So now if you could see select, okay. Select, why we use select query? Just to display the information, retrieves the data from a database. If you're writing select star from students, so that means selecting rows and columns, right, from students table, so that you will get students records, right? Select is something where you will be getting where it will be retrieving the data from the database or table. So you can say table or database, that's fine. So insert means you are just adding. We already explored in the previous class, we just tried to insert the values into the database table, and then try to delete it again, insert it. We just done some experimental things in the previous class related to primary key and foreign key. In that, at that time we also tried to insert the data as well. So that is something, you add data into the table, right? So update, so let's suppose if you want to update some record. Okay, right now you have employees table, and then in that Vinay is employee with employee ID 123 and name as Vinay and comma address. Okay. Now I changed my address. Okay. This was still yesterday. Now I changed my address. So then I have to update in my database, right? So update is update is a statement where you will be able to update. Okay. So I'll just simply write update students. Okay. If that is a students table, set name equals to this, where ID equals to 1. Okay. So that means just I'm changing the name to Jane Doe when ID equals to 1. If ID equals to 1, then I am setting up the name to this. Previously it might have something else, it might not have DOE, but now I added full name. So that is what just update is. And delete is something where you will be deleting the rows from the table. So you can use like this, delete from students. Students is a table name where ID equals to 1. Now I removed Jane from this one. Okay. So now we will just try to create all these things. Okay. So now I have, let me check what all databases we have. I'll just use the show databases and hit enter. Okay. I'll just select this and execute this. So you can see these all databases, and now we will work on database, this one, DemoDB3. So then I don't want to use again and again. Okay. I don't want to write it DemoDB3 dot table name. So I'm just using DemoDB3. So now I'll just try to show the tables, what all tables available in a DemoDB3. Okay, we have employees and employees information table. Okay, and then I'll try to get the syntax here. Okay, I'll first, I'll try to drop this. Okay, I'll drop this table using drop table employees. So now I'll just try to drop this table and just hit enter. Okay, it's referencing the foreign key, that is, uh, because we can't delete employees table because this table is dependent on this. So first I need to delete this first, because this is something, cannot drop table employees referenced by a foreign key constraint, because this particular employees project info table is a child table of employees table. Okay, because we created foreign key yesterday, so I need to drop that first and later this. So you can, now I've dropped employees table as well. So if you could see and check show tables, so no tables are available right now, right? So this is what drop table is. So now we are done with what is drop. Okay, it removes the database object. So drop table name removes the database objects. Not only table, you can drop stored procedure in the same way, drop stored procedure name. So that we will be talking on when we are when we work on stored procedure right now. So drop is something where you will be dropping the table. So I have dropped two tables using the syntax drop table employees. So that means you will list all the data whatever you added into the table. So that means completely table is gone. Table will not be available right now. Okay, now we don't have any tables. Let us try to create, using create statement. I'll try to create a table, new table, create table employees. Okay, I will just write employee ID. Okay, this is the column name and data type, int. Okay, I'm just writing int, and then employee name varchar, so which is a data type. So we call, if employee ID, you have to give mandatorily, you have to give numbers because it is int. Okay, and varchar means it can be string, it can be integer numbers as well. And I'll just write salary, I'll just make it as int, and then department. This also I'll make it as varchar of 10. Okay, this is how you create a table. So create table syntax is done. So let me hit enter. So I didn't use any primary key concept here. No worries if you're not using it, but if that is mandatory to use, you have to use, but it's an optional. Okay, so I created this. Now I'll just try to show tables. Yeah, I showed tables. We have now employees table, right? This creation is done. So just remember the syntax. This is nothing but create table employees and employee ID. The data type we call int. Employee name, the data type is varchar of 20, and salary is int, and department is another column varchar of 10. So that means it accepts 10 values, 10 character values. Okay, and then we have insert statement. I'll try to insert few data. Insert into employees. Okay, values. I'll try to add it in a proper sequence so that I don't need to mention the column names over here between the employees and values. Okay, employee ID 123, comma, I'll write single quotes and Vinay. Salary something 50,000, and then single quotes MKT. So I'm from marketing department. Okay, and then I will try to add one more 124, comma Akhil, and then 30,000, comma HR department. Right? So I am adding just two records. Okay, so I'll just try to select this and execute this. Okay, now the records are executed and entered. So now select statement. Okay, if I wanted to get employees data, So I'll write select star from employees. So then if you open this, we have two records that we have inserted just now, right? So here, if I wanted to select only one column, okay, I'll in place of star, I'll write employee ID. That's it. So that means I will be able to only see employee ID. And if I wanted to get other column, you can write comma and then employee name. So this gives you two. So that way, whatever columns you need, you can just select them using this syntax. And now I'm writing star, and let's look at the data and try to update something. Okay. Now I wanted to change Akhil's salary. Okay. I wanted to make it as 60,000. So what you will be doing, you can use update statement. So update, okay, employees, okay, set salary equals to 60, where how can you identify Akhil? Since we only two records, we can identify Akhil by HR. Okay, department equals HR you can write because we have only two records. Okay, but really how you wanted to identify, how you will be able to identify with employee ID, because this is unique for everyone. So your question is, I wanted to update Akhil's salary. He got an appraisal, so just make it 60,000. So then you go to Akhil's employee ID, which is 124, and then you will write employee ID equals to 124. So about where class, we'll talk about where is something, it is used to filter. Okay. So update employees set salary equals to 60, where's employee ID equals to 124. Okay, there's some issue that you are using safe SQL mode. I'll just try to get this configuration done from Google SQL MySQL. So this one I need to set up this. So actually MySQL doesn't allow updates um, unless you set this to 0, which means false. Okay, now I'll just update this, how it will work. So you can see one row changed. So now if I just select star from employees, so you can see Akhil salaries increased from 30,000 to 60,000. So this is what you can do. And if you're not writing where condition, so if you're simply executing this, so complete employees records, like employees tables records get salary that 60,000. So that means you always, whenever you are doing at work, okay, whatever you are doing at work, if you are trying to update something, make sure that you add some condition. Okay. If your lead says that update everything on your table, that's fine, but definitely you have to ask which kind of data you need to update. Okay, so you should update based on the condition. If you don't write the condition and simply execute from here to here, so it will update complete employee stable records with 60,000. Everyone will be having 60,000 salary. So likewise, so now we have done create statement and drop statement, and then select is done and insert is done, update is done. So now we will go with delete statement. Okay, so delete removes a record from a table. So if you go with delete, so I wanted to delete Akhil record. Okay, so how I will be deleting? Yeah, this one. If I select now, in from this table, I wanted to delete this Akhil. Okay, 124. So now I'll try to delete it using employee ID. So delete from employees where ID. Okay, it is employee ID, right? Employee ID equals to 124. So now if I enter, one row affected, and if I see this complete table now, Akhil should be removed. Right now only Vinay is there, single record is there. So Akhil is removed just because we have implemented delete from employees where employee equals to something. So same way how you what I spoke about update, In the same way, if you don't write this and if you enter this, all the records will be removed and you will not get these records if you delete it once. So if you are just not adding the condition, so it will delete everything basically, delete all the records. So now we have deleted this, so we have only one record, so that is delete statement is. And then we have done with select, insert, update and delete, and we are left with alter and truncate. So now, okay, now I'll just try to insert some records again. uh, 124, and here, no, let's make it as 125, and then let's make it as Lokesh, and then insert this again. So now if you could see, select star from employees. Okay, so now we have three records. Right now we have three records. So truncate is a key. Truncate is a statement where truncate query will help you to delete everything. Truncate table employees. So in a single, in a single like straight single line, you will be deleting complete records. So we have three records left. So this completely empties the table. So if I now enter this, no data, right? We were having three records, but once you enter truncate, so you didn't, I mean, nothing is left in the table except the table structure, employee ID, employee name, salary. So only these are available, but nothing is left. So if you could see the difference between drop and truncate, drop means it completely removes all the data, table itself it will remove, whereas truncate, it will remove the data, that's it. Even if you have 1 billion record in a table or 10 billion record, so it will just in a single line truncate table name. So with that single line syntax, two word syntax, it will remove everything. So that's what truncate is. So alter is something modifies existing database object. If I take this, okay, let's suppose today we have database with three columns, right? So right now I'll just try to add these things again. Okay, now I added it. Now I will just use select star and show you the data. So two records are available, right? So right now we have employee ID, employee name and salary and department. And in future, we wanted to add mobile number column. Okay, we wanted to add mobile number column. So what I will do, I'll just simply write alter table. Okay, this one employees, add column. Okay, let me add birth date itself. Okay, birth date and then date. Okay, date, it is a data type. It's a data type. Whenever you are inserting the value, you have to it accept date kind of format, like 2024 hyphen 02 hyphen 28. So likewise that format it will try to add it. So I'll just enter this. Okay, it's inserted. So if I write select star from employees and hit enter, so you can see birth date is added. This is null because when you have inserted those records, at the time there was no birth date, right? So that's why it is null. So right now whenever you are trying to insert some values, so you have to insert the value for birthday as well. So that is what DDL and DML are. So do you guys have any questions till here? We have spoke about create, alter, drop, truncate and select as well, and insert, update and delete. So we are done with DDL and DML. So do you have any questions till here?
Vinik, can you explain the drop again, please?
Okay, so drop. So drop is nothing but it completely removes the table. Completely removes the table in the sense. So now we have this table, right? Select star from employees. So if you could see, we have table. That's why we are able to see the data. So if I simply write show tables, we have one table in our database demo db3, and drop table, table name. So this is the syntax for dropping the table. So if I drop it, I will lose table, complete table. If I write, say show tables now and check for tables what all I have, so no table is available, zero. I mean, basically, we had one table, that table is also gone because drop table employees. So with this syntax, you are deleting the table itself. So you will lose data, you will lose table. But when coming to truncate, you will lose data. Like at a in a single two word statement, you will lose everything data, but table will be available. But here in the drop statement, you will lose data. You will lose table itself. So however, if you are losing table, that means data is also lost, right? So that is drop.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else? Okay. I hope you're clear till here. Again, we have TCL, transaction control language. So whatever you are doing, that is called transaction. Okay. So if you're inserting data, if you're updating data, if you're dropping, whatever you do, those are transactions. So now, since this one, okay, this MySQL workbench is auto committed. Okay, auto committed means, so now I have inserted this data. So now I let me create the data again, because it's let me create the table. I have created the table and insert the data. Oh, sorry, it inserted twice. No worries. I'll just truncate this and then again add this data. So in real time, whenever you are working real time, just be careful when you are truncating, when you are deleting, when you are dropping the tables. So make sure, think once or twice and ask your managers or tech leads whether to drop it or not. So simply if you're dropping, you will be fired for sure, because you should not drop the things, drop the databases, modify the databases which are, you should not do those until unless you're supposed to do, or asked by somebody, so your superiors. Okay. so so if you could see now, we have two records in this employees table, and then this one, this is called one transaction. Okay, whenever you inserted, so that is a, that is a transaction, and then deleted, that's a transaction. So likewise, so this is auto committed. Okay, this MySQL workbench is auto committed. Auto committed means it will be saved. Okay, whatever you do into the database, it will be saved for final. And some databases is not auto committed. So let's suppose if you are doing this one, if you have inserted these two values, right? And if you don't write commit, okay, commit and hit enter, this won't be saved. Okay, this won't be saved. If you go just go, I mean, if you close this session, so this won't be saved. If you close this session, this won't be saved. So so whenever, whenever you are writing some scripts, so you will insert the data, update the data, modify the data, whatever you do, you will be doing, and at the end you will just simply write commit and hit enter. So that means whatever you have done till now, that will be saved in the database. So that is what commit is. So if you could see, we have transaction control language. So TCL is used to manage transaction within a database. And commit, so commit is a key. I mean, basically, it's saves all changes made during the current transaction. So current transaction means like inserting, updating, modifying. So which what are you do on data? So that are, transactions. So if let's suppose you have inserted, and again you have one more statement like inserting again. So this is one statement, and again you have one more statement. Just forget about the data. So maybe this is new data and this is some other data. Let's make it as 26. Okay, and 27. There are two locations and two Akhils. So now if I write commit here, commit. So once this is executed, and once executed, then if I enter this and just fire this, so this will be saved in the database. Okay, and I committed I committed till here, and then I inserted these values. And you also, after inserting, I also selected, I tried to check whether the data is available or not. Okay, and once once I check the data, so it displayed all the data whatever you inserted. But you didn't commit and you just went back, I mean, you closed the session, and later tomorrow, if you came to the workbench and then you entered select star from employees, you will not see this data. Okay, 126, 127, just because of the single line called commit. Okay, that is what commit is. It saves all the transactions. It saves whatever queries you have done. So after that, if you write commit, then only it saves. But when coming to MySQL Workbench, this is auto committed, so no need to worry about that. But when coming to other databases, there are few databases which are not auto committed. Even you can also set up this MySQL to be not auto committed, so you can change that. But no one will be changing since this is a practice one. But maybe in real time you might be modifying the settings. And commit is something which saves during the current transaction. So this is what the syntax is. And rollback. Okay, rollback means, so now I have inserted the data, right? So till here I have made commit. So if I just write select star from employees, if you could see, okay, there is a syntax error, select SEL. Okay, and then it is till here. So what was the last commit? So this one, right? This one was the last commit. And now if I simply write rollback, okay, and if I enter this, might be this might or might not work. Okay, this is MySQL Workbench, it is not working because it's auto committed. So yeah, so basically rollback is something, so undoes changes during made during the current transaction. So you are committing something till here. Okay, this might not work in MySQL Bench. In future, if you're working on some other databases which are not auto committed, you'll be able to see the difference. But yeah, so till here you have made and you have auto committed, right? You have committed, so you have entered two records and committed, and now rollback make sure that you undo the things. If you simply enter rollback and hit enter, so these two records will not be there, because whatever last commit, okay, if you have done this commit here, till here if you have done commit and this is the commit, so and the later you didn't do commit directly, you have done rollback. Okay, now, so this one is something, maybe here also you inserted some records. Okay, inserted some records here. Okay, and I'm not writing the syntax, just remember the concept. So here you have inserted some records here, and then clicked on commit, and then inserted some records again, clicked on commit. So now if you roll back, so if you roll back this employees table, so it will be till here. Okay, last commit, it will be rolled back. So this commit is, what it is committing, just this statement, right? So now this, whatever this you have inserted, when you do this when we click on this rollback till here, so now the data will be till here, so this will be ignored or like removed. Okay, that is what rollback is. It undoes the changes. How you do redo in your, in Windows or Apple. So it is same like undo and redo. So rollback is something undoes the changes you made during the current transaction. And save point. Okay, so this rollback will go to the previous commit, right? When coming to save point, so save point is something, save sets a save point within a transaction to which you can later roll back. So basically, so save point and save point name. So you can write save point and phase one, phase two, or phase three, or something you can write. So save point means sets a save point within a transaction to which you can later roll back. So now what I will do, I'll just try to make this insert some value and save point phase one. Okay, and I'll just insert this first and then enter this, and then again insert this, insert few records. Okay, and then save point phase two. Simply I'm writing phase two, nothing, you can write anything. And again inserted few records or deleted some records. So you can add anything, updated, whatever you have done, you can do. And then save point. save point phase 3. So now I straight away want to roll back to, you have done some mistakes in phase 2, and I straight away want to roll back to phase 1. Okay. So then what you will do, roll back to phase 1 and hit enter. So that means it will remove whatever you have done till here, right? Inserting, deleting, and all. It will be not. I mean, the changes will not be available, but directly this till here the changes would be available. So because you are rollbacking to phase 1, okay. So that is what it is. And then this set transaction, I'll talk about this later on. Right now, I can't explain this because MySQL will not be able to I mean, I will not be able to set, do hands-on in MySQL because it's auto-committed. I'll try to explain all this, in PostgreSQL, or I'll just find some other database which I'll be able to install and which is not auto-committed, and I'll explain you these things. Maybe this would take only 5 minutes, so I'll just show you. But just wanted to make sure that you need to understand the concept: what is commit, what is rollback, and what is save point. Any questions till here? Just commit means it saves all the changes that you do till today. Okay, till now you have done some insert, updates, and all, and at the end you just write commit. So that means it permanently saves to the database. And if you just write rollback, so what was the last commit till there, it will remove all the changes. Okay. And save point, so you can save point means just writing, I have done till here, so save this to save point phase 1. Okay. Again, I will update something, I'll modify something, and then make this as save point phase 2. And now if I want to roll back to the first one, phase 1, just simply write roll back to say phase 1. That's it. This means whatever you have done after phase 1, so that will be removed. I mean, the changes will not be shown. So that is what save point and rollback is. So these are transaction control language. So yeah, these things, uh, commit and rollback and save point. So any questions still here?
No, Vinay.
Okay,
What
I
is the
hope
difference
this
between the truncate and the rollback?
truncate. So
And
truncate is a it's a DDL command. So truncate will remove the
yeah,
data
but it
completely.
is also like deleting the data, and rollback is also same.
Okay. So rollback is nothing but it just roll back to the transaction. So that means, so here you have done some operations. It's not about insert. Okay. It's not about insert, not about anything. It is inserting or updating anything. It's not only about insert, it's in updating the value as well. Okay, I'm just updating, updating value, set something, name. I'm changing name equals to, setting this name to something like Lokesh Babu. Okay, so I edited the name. Okay, where what we call where ID equals to 125, and here I am committing. Okay, and then I'm committing again, right? So 2 times I have committed. So first was this. Okay. If I select here, select and check this. So this one should have Lokesh as a, in employees table, we will be having Lokesh. And again, I committed. Okay. And done some few operations as well here. I'm not writing it, but let's suppose I have done few other operations on different databases and just committed this. And update employee set name Lokesh Babu. So I'm changing the name as well, and then committing. Okay, again I'm committing. Now if I roll back, okay, simply roll back, so I won't be able to see this one. Okay, I will be able to see till here only. Now my if I like, let me, yeah, so if I roll back, so I'll be able to see the data. Okay, but I won't see this update related stuff because I rolled back, so that this commit will be removed. Okay, whatever done transaction before the last commit. Okay, last commit. So just above the last commit transactions, I will not be able to see the changes. So even if you updated this again, if you try to insert 10 records, so this all will be gone. Okay. So if I just click on rollback and enter, so till here, whatever done after this commit, so this will be removed. So that is what rollback is. So when coming to truncate, that is on table level. Okay. Truncate table employees. So this would remove complete data. So complete data, it will empty these two records. It will just remove everything. So rollback is something, it whatever statements you have entered, it will just try to undo the statements. Okay, undo. But truncate table employees will just remove all the data, empties the employees table. When coming to
Can't
rollback,
we
it will
delete the
just,
like particular data like salary or name or the department? Like not the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
column or row, just only the like the
yeah, we
department or
have delete,
salary.
right? Yeah, we have delete. Okay, which one you wanted to delete the column or
Not the column, like
particular row?
the salary one. Like for example, I want to delete only the salary.
Okay, you wanted to delete the, if you look at this table, can you
Yeah.
explain me the question now?
Yeah, I just
Which
want to
one you
delete
wanted?
only particular salary.
Like Lokesh salary or this,
Yeah,
whose
yeah,
salary?
anyone.
Lokesh salary,
Mm.
anyone's Lokesh salary.
Mm.
So what I will do, let me show you what we have in this table. Okay, right. So
Mm.
now I wanted to delete Lokesh salary, or delete means remove, make it zero, right?
Yeah.
Make it null. Okay, I'll make it null. So zero is something will be hung value, right? So I'll make it null. So now I'll just update this. Update employees, set salary equals to null. Okay, null means null value, no value. So in database language, null is nothing but no value assigned to that particular column. So where, okay, where is something filter, employee ID, location employee ID is 125. So I'll just write this way. So you can see. Now I'll just show you the data. Select star from employees. You can see his salary is null now. So this is how you update the salary. So if you wanted to
Okay,
make it
we
zero,
don't have any operations rather than like making null.
yeah, yeah, yes, we don't have any operations in the sense. Uh, See, I can make it zero as well.
Yeah.
I made it
I mean,
zero
rather
instead
than
of
making
null.
zero, we have to like if what if we want to remove the a particular salary column.
Okay, then it will be removed for everyone, not for Lokesh. So you are
Okay.
removing column. That means it will be removed for all these records. Since we have two records, but employees table might have 10 records, 20,000 records. Really, if you talk about TCS employees, you'll be having 7,000,
Yeah.
7 lakh employees, right? So in that case, if you wanted to remove salary column, you have drop column. So how you'll be doing, alter table employees. Okay, so we have added salary using add column, right? AADD add column. So we can just simply make use of drop column salary. So if I execute this, so this is successful. And then if I open this and select this query, salary is not available. So this is just dropping a column. So if you wanted to add a column, instead of drop, just add. That's it. Add column salary. Again, define the data type int. So this is dropping the column. Okay. So this column will be dropped for everything. I mean, for every record. So however, you are just modifying the schema. Schema means the columns. You are just, I deleted the column now. So did you get this?
Yeah.
Okay, if I wanted to add it, instead of drop, I'll just add column salary, I'll make it as int. Okay, I have to write the data type for sure. So now I have added the salary column. If you could see, salary is added. So it's null because we removed the salary and then added it, right? So it will be null, however. So this is how you add it. This is how you drop it using just drop syntax. So whenever you're trying to modify something, okay, on a DDL, basically if you're trying to modify add column or delete column, or I mean drop column, like basically if you're trying to operate on a tables metadata, okay, tables metadata means either column data type if you are changing, column names if you are changing, then you have to use alter table name, add column, that is for addition, adding the column. If you wanted to rename the column name, then you might write alter table employees, rename column salary to sal. Okay, so now I made salary column to sal. So if I enter this, you can see sal. So this is how you can rename the column. If you wanted to modify the data type, okay, data type means now currently we have int, right? I wanted to make it to decimal, okay, decimal with precision 2. So I will just write modify something like this, modify column salary decimal. I think decimal is not available. Let's see, 10 comma 2. So something error, I think column is not
You
there.
wrote double D decimal.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it says unknown column salary because we changed the column name, right?
Yeah.
I'll make it sal. So you can see decimal 10 comma 2. Now we just modified from int to decimal. So now how I can see that using describe, just wanted, when I wanted to look at the tables information, I can write this describe employees. So that means it shows, salary is decimal 10 comma 2. Whether it can be null, yes, it's not a required field, right? So it's not a primary key. If it's a primary key, here it should be no, because null, null means whether employee ID can be null, yes, it can be null. So employee name can be null because we didn't add anything, we just simply created table without any constraints in the sense we didn't add primary key, we didn't add not null condition, so we didn't add any constraints. So that's why it's yes, no, none of the keys specified. We didn't add primary key for, we didn't add any primary key, so it's not there. So this we will be talking constraints related topic. We'll be talking in the next class. Yeah, for now. So this is how we do. Just select, insert, update, delete. We have done, and create, alter, drop, truncate also done. Just try to you also go through the Google. All this again. Try to spend at least half an hour. So you'll be perfect. You'll become, you know, uh, mm, like expert at it. So then we also went through commit and rollback. So we could not do complete hands-on because we were using MySQL, which is auto committed. So, but in case if you're working on some other databases which are not auto committed, you will be able to find the difference. I mean, you'll be able to do the hands-on. But however, before completing this course, we'll be trying, this on some other database which is not auto committed. So we'll be trying on that as well. And yeah, we will talk about this DCL in the next class. So for now, just try to create the database, create the tables, and just try to alter, add, whatever we have discussed in the class. Just try to do it from your end. Just simply write simple queries like create, I mean, employees table with employee. Don't think too much of, creating a data model. Just try to create employees table like this, and then insert some records, and then select some select few records, and update the records, and then so basically whatever we have done, just try to do it from your end as well. Okay, so Then, do you have any doubts, guys, or else we can wrap the session?
Hi Vinay. So when I was practicing today, I just created a table like the table name is student, and the columns I have given are the student ID, student name, address, and phone number. So in the
Okay.
phone number, I have given the data type as int, but when I inserting the values, it's not taking more
Okay.
like more than 5 digits. It's showing an error.
Okay. Let me check. Let me try to insert the values more than 5 digits. So, okay, I'll just drop this table and then again insert this. Yeah, just create this. And since salary is int, I'm trying to enter somewhere around more than 5 digits. Okay, I'll just click insert and then select start. So you can see my data is inserted. Can you please share your screen if it is handy? Oh, I didn't share, I guess. I was just trying to. Okay, I'll share my screen now. So if you could see, I just inserted the data salary, which is int, and I have inserted such a big, length of the int. You can see how many. So it's so you can share your screen. It's okay from my end, but let me check yours as well. Yeah, can you share your screen? Hello. Hello. Yeah, yeah, you're sharing your screen. Okay.
Yeah, could you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
So here the not this table. Uh, could you see here insert into student values? So now I'm just doing
Hmm.
it 9876530.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can you click on that? I couldn't see the error. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Out of range of value column phone number at row one. Yeah, yeah. Basically, the it's out of range. So basically, you can get it from Google. What is the range of int, so that you can change it to decimal, or you can change it to big int. Yeah, I don't think so. Big int is available
Um,
in MySQL.
okay.
Big int, yeah, we also have big int in MySQL. So yeah, simple int has some, these data types. These are the data types. So I'll share my screen. So, so this has some specific range actually. So based on the range, since you are giving I mean it starts with 9, so it's huge, big
No, I
number
think
actually.
it's a phone number. It seems to be like a phone number, but the value.
Uh, uh, no, actually, you have entered. Okay, that is phone number. Okay, you just you may. I mean, if we should not talk about that, it's a phone number, but it's int, right? So int is
Yeah.
something you are giving such a big value. So, but if you talk about int, so you could see the value range. If you could see, if you
Okay.
whenever you're
So
writing
for
int,
int, is
the
there any value range?
yeah, the maximum value range is this. So this is the maximum value range. So
Okay.
now if you wanted to, maybe if you change that data type to big int, so that might work. Okay. But in case of phone numbers, mostly people will be using varchar itself. Only in case of
Okay.
Can't we
salaries, in
use
case
the
of,
string in SQL?
yeah, we can use string and you can assign
So
string
instead
in the
of
sense
int, we
varchar.
can use the string.
Yeah, string is varchar. Okay. So string is varchar. The data type for string is varchar. So you can make use of varchar and just insert the value. So you can, you can give whatever max value, if we could see here, whenever I created, so you can see this one, varchar of 20. So I can make it 100,
256.
whatever it may be, 250, whatever you want, I can make it. So that is a maximum, length that I can give for employee name. So here 20, so 20 characters I can, provide for employee name. So in the same way, so you can, generally salaries, it is countable, right? So basically int, we can use, or maybe we can also use big int. But basically phone number, you can make use of varchar in that case. So
Okay,
even
what if
this
we like
yeah,
how we use the country code? Like there is some special character in country codes. Like how
varchar,
we add.
so it's
Oh,
varchar. So
okay.
varchar mean any kind of string. It can be like symbols or like percentiles. It doesn't matter. Varchar means it means everything. String. So varying character. Basically, it's meaning of string is varying character, right? So varying
Even
means
the
var
integers
means varying.
also.
Yeah, it can hold integers as well. But integers can't hold varchars, right?
Yeah.
So integers can't hold string values, but varchar can hold any type of values.
Even salary can also be described as like varchar, because if you want to use the symbols like the dollar sign or the pound sign.
Yeah, in that case, if there is a requirement, then you have to use like that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Anything else?
Sorry, Vinay. This is a general question. When I try to run the when I try to create the database and table yesterday, like
Okay.
like I face some errors, like regarding regarding the semicolons, like comma.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I'm little confused about like
Okay.
when we need
So,
to keep those.
okay. Okay. So basically, whenever you are ending a statement, so if you could see, so I have clicked on show databases, and this is what I have done. So I'm selecting this. Okay. So then no problem. So whenever you are selecting and running something, so it's okay. But if you're running two or more statements, so two or more statements in the sense, show databases is different one, and use demo db is different one, right? So if you're running this kind of two at a time, you have to make use of columns, because columns means separating each sql statement. So this is one example. So separating one, this statement and this statement, using column. But whenever you are like selecting and running that, so then you no need to write this one's, colon as well, semicolon, sorry. So and commas, so you have to write commas whenever you are, while you're creating table employee ID int comma. So these commas are used inside the scripts, okay? So but this colon, whatever I am talking about, this is once this SQL query is done, so just write a comma, sorry, semicolon, and then write another statement. So likewise, so commas are used whenever you are creating a table. So like column name comma, and then here if you could see, if you could see select, where is select? So select star, right? If I wanted to get employee ID, only employee ID comma employee name. So likewise, comma can be used here as well. So employee ID comma employee name. So this would work now. So likewise. So yeah, Sandeep, did it solve your problem? I mean,
Yes, Vinay. And what about the space like next to the parentheses?
yeah, it's not case sensitive. I can add space how much ever I want. You can see this would run. Okay. This SQL is not case sensitive. So if I, employee name, I'm writing EAMP capital. Okay. So this would also work. Okay, this would also work. But inside whatever data is there, right, that is case sensitive. Okay, but whatever, whenever you're referring the columns, if it is capital M and small m, lowercase e, it doesn't care. If I simply keep it down as the, enter this, it would also work. So, it's completely your, your own way of writing and making it more readable. I prefer writing like this. Let's suppose uh, I will write everything in lowercase. So that is my way of writing code. And few people write column names as capital letters. Okay, few people write select in camel, capital letters like this. So is their own style of writing code. So it doesn't mean anything to SQL. It is just since it is a case sensitive, not case, it's not case sensitive. It will work. So now you can write employee's name capital. So if it's a programming language like Python and all, it might throw an error, but SQL it won't throw error because it is case insensitive.
Got it. Thank
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Just try to practice the things. So whatever we have discussed, create and all. So right now, I will share this in the, this I'll try to share. So if you want, you can go through Grant and Rework from the Google. So I'll try to share this, in the Google Drive.
Can you share the
So
syntax as well?
syntax also I'll be sharing. This one I'm sharing the syntax. So else whatever, so yeah, whatever, this is something, it's more of we have experience and done some experiments, right? So maybe you might feel, you might not feel comfort at this, because I have done in this class, we have done some removed something and committed something, some kind of different syntaxes. But yeah, I will share, but it's your own risk. You have to figure it out what are the syntaxes here, but I'll share this file as well. Okay, and then this one also I'll share. So just creating the employees table this way and inserting some data. So this is basically in future we'll be working on these things. So just I'll share this as well. I'll just add a folder called hands on. So in that I'll just add these things in the drive as well. Okay. Yes, guys. And one more thing. So whenever if you wanted to, you can just go to the W3 schools and you can simply type SQL. So this is for beginners as well as, who wanted to have a bit, crash course kind of thing in one day or maybe 3-4 hours. So people generally go to this W3 schools. So this one, just remember. So if you want something, okay, update related stuff, okay, simple example, rather going into Google, so you can simply check this one, update customer set contact name equals to this. So you can easily get the things, and you can also, you have this kind of definition as well as examples as well. Just go through this website. Just whenever you have doubt, you can go through this website as well. And more of, you can use ChatGPT as well whenever you wanted to um, create some data in future. So rather, inserting the values one by one, so you can also make use of ChatGPT in future. So yeah, this is all about DDL and DML, but in future we have so many things related to selecting the data and like querying the data. So that is what main tasks for a data engineer, querying the data based on the logics. So that we'll be doing in the later sessions. So as of now, just this is just creating a table, inserting the data and updating. So these things you just need to practice. Yeah. Okay, guys. Then can we wrap up the call or still have any doubts?
No, Vinay.
Okay, Priyanka. Okay then. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Then we can meet tomorrow.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.